All right, let's try this. Hello? All right, here we go. Let's see if this works. Your comic idea has been brewing, cooking in your head for months now, right? And now it's time to start. We've had all these videos about starting your comic. Do it, start your comic. Now you're at the starting line and that anticipation is growing and it grows into fear, and all of a sudden you're paralyzed. You can't take that first step. You know, you have all the components in your head, but you don't know what to do. And that's honestly what I encountered when I did Cosmic Casuals. I had the ideas down, I did all the things, I knew who my characters were going to be, but taking that first step is scary because this was the biggest project I would have ever done in my life. And I tried 4 things that helped me take that first step across that starting line. And I also think that the things that helped me out could also help you guys too. Now, number 1, you really got to write your script down. There are too many artists that want to make a comic and they just go right into the drawing, and essentially they have no idea where their story is going to end. And there's a really big problem with that. So making a comic is like a marathon. It takes time, it takes commitment, it takes energy. But here's the thing, you need to know where that marathon is going to end, or else why even bother running that at all? Like, imagine if you were at the starting line of an actual marathon and the people heading up that race was like, all right, here's your starting line and that's it. You gotta find where that ending is, good luck. Like, nobody would do that race. I wouldn't do that race. If you don't know where your story is going, you're going to have an extremely hard time getting to the end. And a script honestly does not just show you the finish line, it shows you the path to get you from point A to point B in the straightest line possible. That way you're not taking so many rabbit trails and detours off into different directions to where your story gets convoluted. So don't skip this step. I know we're all visual people and we want to start drawing things and making our pictures, but write your story first from beginning to end. You'll thank yourself later once the panels and the pages start flowing. I got something really special for you guys. It's our first official sponsor, Steamroller Animation. And I'm really excited about this because they're an independent studio and they're trying to create an animated series called Spice Frontier. This series was created by Jalil Sadul, a former DreamWorks animator as well. And the pilot for this series is live right now for free on the Steamroller Stories YouTube channel. Now, in this episode, the crew scrambles to repair their ship after a crash landing on a mysterious planet. And there are strange signs of life that start to show under the surface of the planet. They don't want to stick around to see what's out there, so the real question is, can they escape before the planet's residents even know that they've arrived? As you've probably noticed from my own comic book series, I'm a big fan of sci-fi, so I already love this concept. And the character designs for the show are simple, yet they're full of personality. And I really love that balance between the two. Steamroller's goal is to turn this pilot into an entire series, and your support for the pilot can make that happen. So after the video, go check out the pilot on their YouTube channel. The link is down in the description. All right, we're going to make this, we're gonna clean this up. Let's move all this over here. Let's kick all the tools. Here we go. So point number 2 is to always carry your sketchbook. Good ideas are always fleeting, and they always tend to come at the worst times. You're out with your friends, having fun, and then you get back to your dorm, your room, your studio, and that idea is completely gone. You can't remember. And I gotta be honest about this point. I didn't do this when I was planning Cosmic Casuals, but I really wish that I did. Like I said in that example before, I would be out with my friends or out with my wife, out with my family, and I would have this amazing idea, but I had nothing to write it down on, and then I would just forget it. Having a sketchbook on you at all times can help you lock down those ideas before they completely go out of your head and into the abyss. And it doesn't have to be a official sketchbook by Moleskine. It could be like a really tiny Fields Notes notebook. You know, you've seen those online or whatever. Something small that you can carry around with you. Whatever works for you. And I've heard this quote before, and I have no idea who said this. Okay, so credit to whoever said this first. But we don't get to choose when inspiration strikes, but we can be prepared when it comes. Carry your sketchbook wherever you go. Number 3, get to know your characters. When it comes to new comic book artists, they create a really cool character and they just jump into drawing the story. Here's the thing though, you don't know them yet. Yeah, you've created them, but you really don't know how they act in certain situations until you see them in those situations. How do they react with certain kinds of characters or other environments? And this is a little bit of an assignment for you guys, but I did this myself when I was preparing Cosmic Casuals, and I think it was this thing that really helped me launch over the starting line into that first panel. But I encourage you to create single illustrations with those characters that you created. Not for the comic, but separate one-off illustrations. Have them interacting with someone or something, a bad guy or a good guy or a certain device. What would they do fighting a group of enemies or zombies or something that fits your story? What would they do trying to figure out a difficult puzzle? And this is what I did before I started Cosmic Casuals. I took these characters, I created them, I designed them, and I put them in these single illustrations. It's like you took a snapshot of their everyday adventures. There's not really much context to these scenes, it's just that's it. And through this, I got to know my characters more. I got to understand, like, okay, well, this person in this situation may seem a little bit more cautious than the rest, or this character is a little bit more aloof in this environment. And by doing this, you're gonna get to know your characters even more. And when you do that, it's gonna make it easier for you to step over that starting line. Another thing that you can do is you can create a fun character sheet for each of your characters. And on these, I made it more than just a regular character sheet. I tried to make it as fun as possible. So alongside the gestures and the expressions that I did, I kind of created this small infographic on the side that shows their strengths and weaknesses, their weapon of choice, and I designed it kind of based off those video game character select screens where you can see like the stats of each characteristic. I know that's a little bit of a homework assignment. You're probably really excited to get into the story, but just put your character in these little situations. And if you're finding that you're getting bored with your character in these illustrations, then that probably means that character needs some work or they're not good to begin with. So I think this is a good testing ground to take before you launch yourself into creating a comic book with that character. This character is going to be redrawn multiple times over in this entire story. So you want to be sure that you're comfortable drawing them multiple times before you make such a big commitment to a story. Number 4, you just gotta start. You just gotta start. Gotta do it. You are in control of your own body. Well, if you're like quadriplegic, then this probably doesn't apply. If you are a healthy human being, you are in control of your own body. You have the ability to pick up that pencil and start that page. And at the end of the day, if you do all these things but don't pick up that pencil, you're never gonna cross that starting line. You can bring your sketchbook everywhere, you can draw your character sheets, you can brainstorm, but if you don't pick up that pencil and place it on that piece of paper or that screen, and if you don't draw that first panel, your story is just not gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Your comic book is not waiting for permission, it's waiting for you to take action.